They aren't in effect yet. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. Tariffs that were going to start today have been pushed back to next Thursday on imports from dozens of countries.
Countries that were not making specific new deals for themselves with the U.S. were just told what their new rates are going to be. Mostly 15 to 20%, with some much higher. The highest in the world now, Syria, 41%. Laos and Burma, 40%. Switzerland, 39%. And Canada, our neighbors to the north, 35%.
That Canadian tariff actually goes into effect today, up from 25 on goods not covered by a trade agreement, with President Trump accusing Canada of treating our farmers unfairly. And Fox's Peter Ducey at the White House also reads this reaction.
The Ontario Premier, Doug Ford, says it's actually time to fight. And Canada shouldn't settle for anything less than the right deal. Now is not the time to roll over. We need to stand our ground.
Former President Biden lashed out last night, warning that President Trump wants to dismantle the Constitution.
To erase history rather than make it. To erase fairness, equality, to erase justice itself.
And after the former president said that to the National Bar Association in Chicago, his ex-VP Kamala Harris, who replaced him in the 2024 election and lost, went on the CBS Late Show with Stephen Colbert. He asked Harris, who's leading the Democratic Party?
Who comes to mind?
I think there are a lot of, I'm not going to go through names because then I'm going to leave somebody out and then I'm going to hear about it.
President Trump says that campaign he won was weird.
I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't call her a skilled politician.
Special Envoy Steve Witkoff, who went to Israel for ceasefire talks in the war against Hamas, went to Gaza today to tour food distribution sites, along with U.S. Ambassador Mike Huckabee, who posted on X praise for GHF, the U.S. and Israeli-backed organization that he says has distributed 100 million meals in 2 months, but there's growing international concern about starving Palestinians and deadly attacks on crowds trying to get the food. America's listening to Fox News.
Most people have no idea there's an invisible gap in their home's protection. This invisible threat is house stealing. Con artists pick a house. They transfer the deed of this house into their name by obtaining the forms, using the fake IDs, and filing the paperwork with proper authorities. Now they own the home. Protect your home from this invisible gap. Check on your home's title right now at HomeTitleLock.com. Be sure to use promo code RADIO, and they will send you a complete title scan of your home's title. And your first 30 days of triple lock title protection is free. HomeTitleLock.com.
If something happens to you, what happens to your family? Will they struggle financially? Will they be able to afford the home you built together? With Ethos, you can get life insurance coverage in minutes. Get up to $2 million in coverage for as little as $2 a day. All online with no medical exam. Just answer a few health questions. Get your free quote at ethos.com/talk. That's ethos.com/talk. Rates may vary. Billed monthly. Sample rate 10-year term life policy for a 35-year-old healthy non-smoking male.
James McGann is due in court in Arkansas today, making his first appearance since he was arrested while getting a haircut Wednesday and charged with double murder in the killings of a married couple on a hiking trail at a state park.
Our suspect's DNA has been a positive match to the DNA that we suspected to belong to our suspect at the scene.
And State Police Colonel Mike Hager says McGann confessed to killing Clinton and Kristen Brink in front of their two daughters, aged 7 and 9. Now, they were not harmed physically, but they did see their parents murdered. There's a manhunt for another accused killer in another state.
The Tennessee Bureau of Investigations has obtained warrants for the arrest of Austin Drummond, charging him with 4 counts of first-degree murder. The investigation began Tuesday after an infant in a car seat was found in a front yard in northwest Tennessee. The Dyer County Sheriff's Office says a caller reported the infant had been dropped off by a minivan or midsize SUV. The baby belonged to 2 of 4 people found dead in neighboring Lake County, 30 miles away. Deputies have declined to say how the victims were killed. A reward of $2,500 was being offered for information leading to Drummond's arrest. Tom Rigotti, Fox News.
We will get an update to the economy later this hour. Expected to show a slowdown in hiring last month, and Fox's Hillary Barsky reports.
The unemployment rate is estimated to inch higher to 4.2% after falling unexpectedly to 4.1% in June. The July jobs report will potentially influence the Fed's decision in terms of future interest rate cuts. A hotter than expected report may delay cuts, while signs of the labor market cooling could revive hopes for a rate cut.
Well, President Trump keeps demanding that the Federal Reserve substantially lower interest rates again, insulting Fed Chairman Jerome Powell on Truth Social this morning, calling him a stubborn moron. On Wall Street, ahead of the jobs report, stock futures are down almost 400 points for the Dow. I'm Dave Anthony, and this is Fox News.
News Talk 710 KURV, broadcasting from the Valley's all-American truck headquarters studio at PayneAutomall.com.
August is here. It is August 1st, 2025. You're in tune with the Valley's Morning News. It's News Radio for South Texas. Show producer Fred Cruz. And today we have AccuWeather meteorologist Dan Piedinowski. Should be joining us in about 3 minutes. I'm Sergio Sanchez. Appreciate you being with us today. Well, they talked about national job numbers. In Texas, the numbers tapping the brake as well. A slowdown in Texas hiring is expected.
The Federal Reserve's official report this month says jobs will gain a little, but only 1.7%. The Fed uses 4 different models to make that prediction. The labor market did weaken in June all over the state, with available jobs falling 1.3%, and that pretty much negates any later gains. The total job losses in June might seem small at 15,500. They came in the oil and gas sectors, followed by the professional business service sector. The DFW took the worst of the hits. San Antonio escaped unscathed.
Richard Strong with that report. Texas Attorney General's office touting their new case management system, customer service system that is called the Children Are My Priority, CHAMP program, designed to improve efficiency and get payments faster. The system in 2 months has already processed over 3 million payments. 3 million payments totaling $614 million in child support. At 7:06 on the Valley's Morning News. The nation's immigration court backlog, which surged under the Biden administration, is showing signs that it's shrinking a bit.
The latest numbers show that more than 326,000 asylum cases have been cleared since January. Art Arthur with the Center for Immigration Studies says that's a lot.
It will provide finality in cases involving respondents in immigration court.
He says for the first time in a long time, judges are keeping pace with applications for asylum. There were 30,000 new cases in June. At the same time, nearly 67,000 cases got their final verdict.
Michael Board reporting, and now Stephen Pickering on the Trump administration canceling plans for new offshore wind farms, including some projects for Texas.
The Biden administration had set out a 5-year timetable to lease areas in federal waters off the coasts of Texas, Louisiana, Maine, New York, California, and Oregon. Now the Trump administration says it's canceling those plans. More than 3.5 million acres had been designated wind energy areas, including some space in the Gulf off the coast of Galveston. The Bureau of Ocean Energy Management is now rescinding all designated wind energy areas in federal waters. Earlier this month, the Department of the Interior had said all solar and wind energy projects on federal lands and waters must be personally approved by the Secretary of the Interior.
It's 7:08 on the Valley's Morning News, and some guy in North Texas from Fort Worth, Matthew Engel, his name, is this year's winner of a year's supply of Dr. Pepper. They did it to celebrate 34 years over at the Dr. Pepper Museum in Waco, Texas. They delivered 1 year's supply of Dr. Pepper. I'm wondering if it's 365 cans of Dr. Pepper. I like Dr. Pepper. I don't like it that much. I don't want diabetes. I can't drink it every day. I'm sure he's gifting Dr. Pepper left and right, I'm sure. Time is 7:09. It's News Talk 710 KURV, Accu with the time. Big thank you to Dougie and all the gang at Martin Farm and Ranch to provide a 7 o'clock AccuWeather. Stop by and see Dougie, certified dealer for Purina liquid feed at Martin Farm and Ranch. Oh, I love having this dude on the show. AccuWeather meteorologist Dan Piedinowski is joining us on this Friday. Okay, Dano, so we changed up meteorologists, but man, we don't change up the weather. In fact, it's getting hotter now that you showed up. Like one of
Yeah, it's getting hotter. No change in the weather at all, Sergio. Looks like a hot stretch today, right through the weekend into early next week for the Valley. Lots of highs in the upper 90s to even mid 100s when you get up into the middle and upper valley.
Yikes. So the only change I was expecting in Texas weather was like in North Texas, like the periphery of a cool front or something like that. Is that still happening in North Texas or Southeast Texas?
Yeah, North Texas got a little bit of a cool down, a little bit of a reprieve from the extreme heat. Like Dallas area going to be around 90 the next few days. So certainly not nearly as hot as it could be for this time of year. But aside from that, it's looking pretty hot across Texas here over the next several days.
All right, yeah, we're stuck under that. that high pressure dome and that heat dome for a few more days. Tropical coverage 2025. Let's scan the Gulf and the tropics. Anything? Computers telling you anything 14 days out?
Yeah, Gulf Caribbean looking quiet here over the next week or week and a half. It could be a low off the southeast coast that tries to develop, but even if it does, it would move away from the U.S. Later next week, looks like there'll be a wave or two moving off the west coast of Africa into the eastern Atlantic. We'll have to keep an eye on those, but at least for the short term here next week or so, I think the tropics are quiet.
All right, let's see what's on the national calendar for today. I don't see too much food on here. I'll mention the food item here in a second. Here's some fun. Here's one way to cool down. National Water Balloon Day. Sounds like it'd be fun to go outside and have a water balloon fight. It is a National Respect for Parents Day. Like one day a year? Is that it? You respect your parents like one day a year? Man, you better not talk. You better not sass mama or abuelita around here. She'll throw that chancla at you. It's National Girlfriends Day. Girlfriends, like girls who are friends with each other. Not like, one guy that has like lots of girlfriends. They'll get you in trouble. And how to celebrate? What do we eat? National Raspberry Cream Pie. Oh, that just all around sounds delicious. Although I got to say the only thing I find annoying about the raspberries, they're delicious, but all the little extra seeds they get between your teeth. That's what. All right, pal. We'll call you next hour. That's AccuWeather meteorologist Dan Pedinowski on 710 KURV. Time is 7:12 on the Valley's Morning News. Looking at some business and economy news. After a quiet start to the summer, tech layoffs have been ramping up.
July saw the tech industry slashing jobs once again, including a number of companies here in the Lone Star State. According to layoffs.fyi, over 16,000 tech workers have been sent packing. The largest cuts coming from Microsoft, who slashed 9,000 employees, accounting for 4% of their global workforce, less than 2 months after dropping 6,000 in May. Intel scratched 5,000 jobs across the sector, including 174 at their Folsom location northeast of Sacramento, and Austin-based Indeed and Glassdoor trimmed 1,300.
That's Tristan Ryans with that report. Here's Eric Lycum, the Texas Senate, dead set against any regulation of THC consumables in Texas. In this special session, the Texas Senate voting to ban all THC consumables.
It's deja vu all over again. The Senate voted 21-8 to ban a THC cannabinoid, saying children are being harmed by consuming hemp-derived products. In Senate floor debate, it was noted that the government regulates other intoxicating things like alcohol, which prompted Lubbock Senator Charles Perry to signal alcohol should be banned as well. Opponents countered cannabis has medical benefits where alcohol is few, if any. Last month, Governor Abbott vetoed a THC ban, saying it wouldn't hold up in court. Perry disagrees. No word on if Abbott will sign this one.
A declassified FBI report showing no conclusive evidence that former presidential candidate Hillary Clinton had a plan to frame Donald Trump for colluding with Russia. Ford is posting its first quarterly loss in 2 years after getting hit with new tariffs.
The Michigan car maker reported over $50 billion in revenue in the second quarter, but reported a loss of $36 million in its net income. Ford lost nearly $600 million due to a recall, and its Model E electric vehicle lost over $1 billion in the quarter. The company also reported $800 million in tariff costs. Ford is estimating a net tariff cost this year of about $2 billion, due mostly to tariffs on steel and aluminum. I'm Tammy Trujillo.
And the Department of Justice continuing to go after so-called diversity and equity inclusion policies.
According to a DOJ memo issued Tuesday, Attorney General Pam Bondi is prepared to restrict funds to entities that use DEI practices, which is likely to impact universities and K-12 schools. Bondi wrote in the memo, entities receiving federal funds, like all other entities subject to federal anti-discrimination laws, must ensure that their programs and activities comply with federal law. I'm Brian Shook.
Time is 7:14. This is News Talk 710 KURV. Going to share with you a conversation I had with the chief over at the Hidalgo County Regional Mobility Authority. Now, what is that? I know you're working for a living. We got all these acronym organizations. They're trying to steer highway money, road construction money, prioritize it, only a certain amount of that. So what are the top priorities for the RMA? That's next on 710 KURV.
Are you looking to hire? ZipRecruiter finds the best candidate for your job fast. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Improve your overall health and enjoy a better quality of life with Dr. T's Primary Care. You're trying to set some new weight goals. If you're too moody or stressed out or just tired and trying to get more sleep, Dr. T's Primary Care can help you with all of that and more. If you're worried about things like low testosterone, Dr. T is a primary care provider from the sniffles to the flu and also offer menopause treatment, peptide treatment, and IV vitamin infusions. McAllen area call 956-803-0058 and in Harlingen 956-368-5247. That's drtsprimarycare.com.
Do you want your business to be everywhere? At News Talk 710 KURV, we make it possible with live local radio, social media, streaming, and digital products. We'll make sure your brand gets noticed, heard, and shared. We have the perfect marketing for any budget or business. Call right now for a free quote at 956-992-8895. We're ready to put you on the map. Let's take your business to the next level. Call 956-992-8895 or visit radiounited.com.
This is Michael Berry, host of The Michael Berry Show, weeknights starting at 6. Thank you, Rio Grande Valley, for listening to News Talk 710 KURV.
Houston Astros baseball exclusively on News Talk 710 KURV here in the Valley. So they got a familiar name likely to join them in Boston. Shout it. Carlos Correa is back with the Astros. That's right. Correa's back, and he might be with him in Boston tonight. 6 p.m. broadcast, Astros versus the Red Sox, made possible by Dr. T's Primary Care for Men and Women and the Mission Economic Development Office. Robert Lozano, he is the franchise owner for the DQs, Dairy Queens, and many of the Schlotzsky's locations that you see in South Texas, 2 very delicious brands. But I didn't call them for that specifically. I think the last time you and I spoke, Robert, you had been given a chair. I believe it was the Central Texas office for the Dallas Fed, right? I think you and I were talking about how influential that was. Can I review that real quick? Tell me about your experience there, and some of the things that you got to see. And now look at the Texas economy now. I had a friend in EDC who told me that demographers had declared Texas is now past the 30 million resident mark. Boom, just like that. We just crossed that. So give me a little bit of your experience over at the Fed.
We had a terrific opportunity to get to serve on the Dallas Fed San Antonio branch and represent our area, represent our community, and have our say up there as well. That was a great experience. And you know, it's interesting. We're here today to talk about transportation, but one of the highlight takeaways for me in that experience that is very applicable to today's message about transportation here in the RGV was a conversation I got to hear about being at the Dallas Fed. I was at the dinner table. We don't have to say necessarily who, but on the left, incredibly influential people up in the Dallas area on my right. And they're having this cross conversation about, you know, remember the days when the mayor in Fort Worth would try to get together with the mayor in Dallas, but they packed a lunch because one of them wouldn't spend any money in the other's community. And I got a big chuckle out of that. And what they've done to be able to come together and create what the DFW Metroplex is now is, you know, what we're living through down here in the Valley right now. We're this idea that the county judge has brought up and a lot of, you know, our business community about the Rioplex and about coming together and thinking as one region is critically important. And you asked me to come today and talk about transportation in my role now as the governor appointed chairman to the Regional Mobility Authority. And I welcome the opportunity to do that. But the message for us, I think, or my message today, I'll certainly answer any questions and review anything you want to, but it's a message of unity and a message of telling ourselves that we need to come together as a region. Our potential is unlimited, and it's very exciting to get to learn about it. It's complicated for this Conito ice cream cone maker. What do I know about transportation? I said no at
Business, man.
first.
Yeah, you're in the right place. You make payroll, dude. Hey, you're
Well,
in business. You can
yeah,
leave your ankles. You're good. Yeah.
I genuinely believe we're there for a reason. When I was asked, I said, what do I know about transportation? And another request came about serving in this capacity, in this role. And really, I'm making an effort to get up to speed. I've been there now. I guess first meeting was back in November, and so getting up to speed with the ins and outs and learning. It's really been a learning process, but also one that I welcome, and one that it's a privilege to get to serve in this capacity.
Robert Lozano was appointed by Governor Abbott to be the tip of the spear for the Hidalgo County RMA. That's the Regional Mobility Authority. We live in a world, in this nerd world of business and business news. We live in a world of acronyms: RMA, MPO, da. Elevator explanation, elevator pitch, Robert. RMA, Regional Mobility Authority. Cameron County has one. Hidalgo County has one. What is it? What do you do?
Yeah. So, and that's part of the getting up to speed. What are all these things? And, in our role, you might remember serving way back when with Bill Summers as the president of the Valley Partnership, which I had the privilege of doing, or whether it was at the EDC with McAllen, or the Chamber of FAR, the McAllen Chamber, all of those roles. Even in those roles, I had heard about MPO, I had heard about RMA, but really you hear bits and pieces, but how do we bring it together? Well, let me tell you, Sergio, and that's why I welcome the opportunity to get here and visit with you today, because as a community, it's vital that we understand the RMA is an independent local government agency that's established under Texas law together with the Texas Transportation Commission. And our RMA came into being somewhere around 2005. And like you said, Cameron County has its own. And the Regional Mobility Authority is to bring local control and find solutions to deliver transportation projects in our region. And both of us work in conjunction, if you will, or together with TxDOT. We have our own TxDOT engineer here, Mr. Pete Alvarez, that heads up the local office here in FAR. And we also work with the MPO, the Metropolitan Planning Organization. The MPO is a federally designated organization. My understanding is you get to a population of 50,000 or more, and you're designated as an MPO. Well, you'll remember that it wasn't that long ago, I believe 2019, where we had 3 different MPOs and everybody pulling for their own area, the Upper Valley, Lower Valley, and the Harlingen-San Benito area. Well, we came together and we have one RGV MPO, and they work together with the Regional Mobility Authority and all of the stakeholders, the county governments, the local mayors, the municipalities, which each in their own right should be pulling for who they represent and what they do. But the message that I'm trying to get out is it's imperative for us, through our local RMAs, to prioritize and to come together with one voice, to come together in a unified, prioritized fashion as to what the needs are in our community. Because you and me both know, Sergio, that the possibilities and what we've got going on here in the Valley is incredible. So, yeah, it's all about transportation. That's what the RMA is here for.
Robert Lozano, he's the chief executive, the Regional Mobility Authority, Hidalgo County, one of the several, I would say a handful of local planning groups that work with each other to try to funnel, steer, direct highway funding, road funding, construction, all this money that's coming in from state, from national, prioritize it to the benefit of the entire region. And around here, we got, the loop, we got roadways that need to complement the international crossings. We got, we need to do touch and finish up I-69 segments and things like that. How do you get there, Robert? Like how big is the RMA? How many people you got sitting at a table at any given time? Because I would imagine those are long discussions and a lot of back and forth on what to prioritize. Like, and when you tell me that, then tell me what are the top projects for RMA around here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, the RMA, first, let's talk about, who specifically, physically is the RMA. Well, it's a 7-member board. The board consists of appointees by each of our county commissioners. Each precinct commissioner appoints a member to the RMA. The county judge has an appointee to the RMA. The largest city in the regional mobility in the area, McAllen, they have an appointee on the RMA. And then the chairman is appointed. That's yours truly, and thank you to the ones that have done it before. We've had several, but the chairman's appointed by the governor, and it's a 7-member board, and the RMA has unique properties unlike any other entity in our community. The county, the MPO, all text out themselves. The RMA has abilities to do things and has unique properties, specifically the idea or opportunity to toll is something that's unique to the RMA. And they've exercised that ability to do some of the projects that are happening right now. The 365 project that's on the ground right now, that will make an effort to connect IBTC, the International Boundary Trade Corridor, where, coming off all the bridges. We've got to get all of this connected. And there's a huge, big task. This idea of the loop, the needs in each of the communities and each of the counties. Again, getting back to the main message is we've got to prioritize those needs. The funding, while it's more today than it was before because we've unified, it's still limited. And it's still, what we find, Sergio, is that it's transportation and transportation funding. It's quite complicated. I'm learning that quickly. And this idea of, let's just get more money. We have to have a plan on exactly how that's going to, solve the transportation needs in our community. And so the RMA is making an effort to reach out, to get together with our local stakeholders, the commissioners, the precinct commissioners, the mayors in our communities. And my plea is that we would come together and prioritize the list of what we know needs to happen so that when we get up to the MPO, we have a unified voice.
Yeah. You touched on a couple of projects, actually various projects, but a couple of regions. Roadways that connect the international bridges to the interstate. And you mentioned the loop as well. Would you say that those are the priority for Hidalgo County, or is there something else that people are clamoring?
Yeah, I can speak to that. We've heard about that, the loop, and my understanding, Sergio, is that, when the RMA was created, there was an idea of, the need for the loop. We all saw this coming, and this was many years ago. So we're grateful to the people that leaned forward and served and started to try to put this together. It was envisioned at one time, my understanding is, as one project, but then it quickly it was realized that the task is too much. The funds are needed are enormous. We're talking billions to get it done. So then it was decided to break that down into segmented pieces, and that's the process that we're in right now. It's been broken down. They've been prioritized. The RMA has a published, you can go to the website and see the strategic plan. We've done that in conjunction with the county and with our local communities in terms of what needs to happen first, second, and third, and who's going to do it, and how are we going to get it done. We're ready, and the RMA is here to serve all of our stakeholders, all our constituents. So Thanks for the opportunity to get
Stay
the
in
message
touch,
out.
brother. Thank you so much. Robert Lozano with the Hidalgo County Regional Mobility Authority. Be well. You're in tune with the Valley's Morning News on News Talk 710 KURV. News a service of J. Gonzalez Injury Attorneys, ready to fight for you. Call 1-800-CAR-CRASH. Up in Austin, Texas Democrats reportedly planning to flee the state of Texas in an effort to obstruct Republican redistricting efforts. Democrat donors will probably bankroll the fines that will be assessed. Fleeing Texas from the legislature to prevent quorum is punishable by arrest and a fine of $500 a day. UCLA on California, UCLA losing $200 million in federal research funding due to accusations of anti-Semitism. The federal government suspending certain science and medical research funding for UCLA. A federal judge in California temporarily blocking the Trump administration from deporting thousands of illegal immigrants, about 60,000 people from Honduras, Nepal, and Nicaragua, part of the Temporary Protected Status Program. And Carlos Correa is back with the Astros. In the final few moments of the trading deadline, the Astros picked up from the Minnesota Twins, they picked up Carlos Correa. He likely will wind up in third base since they got an injury there. Join us for Astros baseball tonight, 6 p.m. right after the drive home. Astros in Boston against the Red Sox today and this weekend, made possible by Dr. T's Primary Care for Men and Women and the Mission Economic Development Office. Sports next on 710 KURV.
Davis Rankin here, asking, are you craving the real taste of Mexico? Well, at Zamora's Restaurant, every bite's a fiesta of flavor. Savor hand-rolled tortillas, fresh guacamole, and made-from-scratch salsa, all crafted with tradition and love. And whether it's a family dinner, a night out with friends, a celebration, Zamora's Restaurant brings fresh, bold flavors and warm hospitality to your table. At Zamora's, you'll also find an array of mouth-watering dishes. They offer daily specials, showcasing a different culinary highlight each day, enticing regular visitors to explore new flavors. The staff's not just employees, they're part of Zamora's family, dedicated to making every one of you feel valued and appreciated. Visit Zamora's Restaurant at any of their 3 locations in McAllen and Edinburgh. So next time you're craving authentic Mexican flavors, authentic South Texas Tex-Mex food, Zamora's Restaurant is your go-to destination. Zamora's Restaurant, where every meal is a celebration.
When President Trump and Senator John Cornyn passed the One Big Beautiful Bill, they put America and Texas first, securing our border, keeping American jobs from being sent overseas, and enacting the biggest tax cut in history. Here's what our fellow Texans are saying.
John Cornyn got us billions of dollars in funding to secure the border.
And 18,000 new immigration agents. As a Texas sheriff, I like that.
They're stopping our jobs from being sent overseas, keeping them right here in Texas.
John Cornyn has Texans' backs. He votes with President Trump 99% of the time.
Thank you, Senator Cornyn.
Thank you, President Trump and Senator Cornyn.
Thank you, John Cornyn, for standing with President Trump to make America and Texas great again.
Call Senator John Cornyn at 202-224-2934 and thank him for supporting President Trump's One Big Beautiful Bill. Tell him to keep fighting for Texas. Paid for by One Nation. www.onenationamerica.org.
Later tonight, your Houston Astros visit the Boston Red Sox. First pitch at 6:10. Powered by Dr. T's Primary Care for Men and Women, Mission Economic Development Corporation, and News Talk 710 KURV.
The 710 KURV Sports Desk is brought to you by Dr. T's Primary Care for Men and Women.
I'm Trevor Beck with your TSN Sports Minute. Rangers dropped the first game and no longer have a tie for third in the final wildcard slot in the AL versus the Mariners last night, losing 6-0. But some positivity in his relieving debut, Luis Crivello gets his first strikeout.
1-2. Fastball. Strike 3 called. And right off the bat, Luis Crivello showing off some of those gyrations. He pounds his glove twice, showing some excitement in the way he started his major league debut.
Rangers face the Mariners again tonight at 9:10. And the Astros had the day off yesterday, and it was a big trade deadline, and they brought back a fan favorite. Carlos Correa, who signed a 6-year deal with the Twins in 2023, but they're helping pay $33 million of the shortstop's salary for the next 3 years to come back to Houston. Astros to see the return tonight as they face the Red Sox at 6:10. I'm Trevor Beck with your TSN Sports Minute.
NFL preseason. Trey Lance threw for 120 yards and 2 touchdowns. Chargers crushed the Lions in the Hall of Fame game. Commanders receiver Terry McLaurin, who held out the first few days of training camp as he seeks a new deal, now has requested a trade. Around 50 trades were made as the baseball trade deadline has come and gone. Yankees and Padres, the most active teams at the deadline. Yankees 3.5 back of the Blue Jays for the top spot in the AL East. NBA, Knicks signed forward Mikal Bridges to a 4-year extension worth $150 million. That's sports. I'm Rhonda Moss.
AccuWeather not changing. 105, 106 today, tomorrow, the next day, and going into Monday. Gee, wow, it's really super hot weather across from South. Beach weather, at least for the weekend. So try to cool off. Try to cool off on this water balloon day, by the way. That's one way to cool off. Porter Bridge wait times on 710 KURV. It's posted on KURV.com. 10 to 15 minutes at Ansalduas, 30 at Hidalgo, 45 at the Far Bridge. And if you're driving back to Brownsville right now, B&M is a 35-minute wait time, 20 at Veterans, 15 at Gateway, 30 south of Harlingen at Los Indios. You're in tune with the Valley's Morning News on News Talk 710 KURV. Liam Neeson, right? What's his name? Liam Neeson, right? The Naked Gun. That premieres this weekend. So let's see what Mom has to say about it. Movie Mom Nell Minow coming up at about 45 minutes after the hour, so hope you can join us. Valley's Morning News with business news. Check of your money up next.
Your Houston Astros play here.
Left field. Good one. It's out of here.
Catch the action all season long on News Talk 710 KURV.
Deep to right field, and you can kiss it goodbye.
Don't miss the crack of the bat, the roar of the crowd. We'll bring you each weeknight and weekend game with pregame and postgame coverage and all the action in between. Powered by Dr. T's Primary Care for Men and Women, Mission Economic Development Corporation, and News Talk 710 KURV.
When you're separating from the military, no one tells you how hard it can be to get your civilian life up to speed. But with VA benefits, it doesn't have to be. From the VA home loan requiring no down payment, to the GI Bill covering tuition, books, and cost of living, to VA healthcare offering top-ranked, low-cost care designed specifically for veterans, all the support you need is at VA. I'm here telling every veteran because I wish someone had told me, get what you earned. Visit choose.va.gov.
Not all veterans are eligible for the type or amount of benefits mentioned here.
Digging without contacting Texas 811 first could cost more than you think. Texas 811 is a free service that helps you avoid damaging underground utilities like electric or gas lines. Every year, accidents happen because someone didn't take a moment to contact 811. Whether installing a fence or working on a construction site, contacting Texas 811 is the law. It's quick, free, and keeps you safe. Visit texas811.org today for more information. Safe digging starts with one simple step. Make it today.
At Rivetta's Machinery in Donna, they're bringing the best deals on Coyote equipment to your job site, your farm, or your backyard. Right now, take advantage of 0% interest or up to $6,000 cash back on Coyote track loaders and skid steers. These are machines built for maximum performance no matter the task. But don't stop there. They're also offering fantastic savings on Coyote tractors, zero-turn mowers, and utility vehicles. And whether you're hauling something, mowing, tackling other big jobs, Coyote has the equipment to help you get it done. If you're looking for great deals and great service from a team that treats you like family, look no further than Rivetta's Machinery and Coyote. Start your next project right. Visit Rivetta's Machinery in Donna or browse their deals when it suits you at mynewtractor.com. That's their website, mynewtractor.com. Rivetta's for the long haul. See dealer for full details.
Audio streaming on KURV.com. Powered by South Texas Buick GMC, McAllen Mission.
I'm Nicole Murray with Your Money Now. Investors are awaiting the July jobs report that will be due out in 10 minutes, and the reading is expected to show a slowing labor market. Dow Jones estimates call for a 100,000 increase to payrolls and for the unemployment rate to creep higher to 4.2%. President Trump said it will be very hard to reach a trade deal with Canada after the country said it planned to recognize a Palestinian state. The White House announced the U.S. will be raising tariffs on some Canadian goods from 25 to 35%. Amazon reported second quarter results that exceeded expectations. The company offered a profit guidance for the current quarter that was lighter than Wall Street's forecast. The guidance spooked investors who are eager to see Amazon's hefty investments in artificial intelligence pay off. Futures are sharply lower. That's ahead of inflation data that's set to be released in 10 minutes. Thursday, the Dow Industrials lost 433, the Nasdaq down 221, the S&P 500 down 58. That's Your Money Now.
Texas employment numbers, according to the Federal Reserve Bank up in Dallas, they say that employment weekend, the past couple of cycles, down 1.3% for last month, and the month of May was revised down 2.1%. And for those of y'all who swig some beer, it's Miller Lite time. But today, Miller Lite, wanting to make sure you know what time it is. They're celebrating International Beer Day. Miller Lite is giving away 50,000 free cans of beer at 450 bars across the country. AccuWeather says highs for today, 105, 106. Yeah, don't be drinking beer on a day like this. They say alcohol's real bad for you when you dehydrate. 105, 106 today, tomorrow, the next day, and into Monday as well. Stick around. In about 4 minutes, we'll see if that new Naked Gun movie with Liam Neeson is any good. Movie mom Nell Minow in about 4 minutes on 710 KURV. Happy Friday.
If you're looking to improve your overall health and have a better quality of life, Dr. T's Primary Care is the place to go. If you feel tired or stressed or less motivated, if you're moody or if you have trouble sleeping, Dr. T's Primary Care will evaluate you and work with you to address your health concerns, including testosterone or menopause treatment, peptide treatment, IV vitamin infusions. Their licensed staff will take the time to listen to you and work with you to improve your overall health. Check out the website, drtsprimarycare.com. Give them a call in the Cal at 956-803-0058 in Harlingen, 956-368-5247.
Some things can steal your sunshine. Ugh, I just got my hair done.
Sorry, the cooler's broken. Anyone see my flip-flops? Anyone?
But COVID-19 can steal a lot more.
I just took a COVID test. Ugh.
Prescription medications for COVID exist. If you test positive this summer, ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com/COVID-19 to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
This is your news, weather, and talk station. News Talk 710, KURV, and KURV.com.
News Talk 710, KURV.
August is here, amigo. Look at that. It's August 1st, 2025. You're in tune with what is news radio for South Texas, the Valley's Morning News. Show producer Fred Cruz. We got AccuWeather meteorologist Dan Petey Nowski, along with movie mom Nell Minow. She's just a few seconds away. I'm Sergio Sanchez. Highs today, a refreshing 106 in the Valley. News on 710 KURV, a service of Jay Gonzalez Injury Attorneys. Ready to fight for you. Call 1-800-CAR-CRASH.
I'm Gianna Gelosi. Stocks fell around the world after President Trump's latest move to remake the global trading system when he laid out tariffs for countries that failed to make a trade deal before today's deadline.
Mostly 15 to 20%, with some much higher. The highest in the world now, Syria, 41%, Laos and Burma, 40%, Switzerland, 39%, and Canada, our neighbors to the north, 35%.
That's Fox's Peter Ducey. A manhunt underway for a suspect linked to a quadruple murder in Tennessee.
29-year-old Austin Drummond wanted for first-degree murder, aggravated kidnapping, and weapons charges after police say he murdered 4 family members found Tuesday afternoon in a remote area of northwest Tennessee just hours after an infant belonging to 2 of those victims was found in a car seat in a front yard in a random person's home more than 30 miles away.
That's Fox's Chanley Painter. America's listening to Fox News.
Texas Democrats reportedly planning to run from Texas in an effort to obstruct Republican redistricting efforts. And some Democrat donors saying, hey, they'll pay the fines Fleeing the state of Texas to prevent a quorum is punishable by not only arrest, but also a $500 fine, daily fine. And from the Astros, they got Carlos Correa. He's back. You'll probably join him in Boston tonight. Join us at 6 p.m. for Astros baseball. Every Friday at this time, we make the show even more beautiful. Movie Mom. Oh, not more. We make it beautiful. It wasn't beautiful at all. It just yours truly. It's beautiful now. Movie Mom Nell Meno joining us every Friday. Fresh back from Comic-Con in San Diego. What you buying me, Mom? What you buying me? What you buying me, Mom?
I sent you lots of pictures. That's what you
Okay,
get.
there we go. Okay, so let's start with Comic-Con. How'd it go? What you gleaned from it? What
It was fabulous. You
Uh-huh.
know, I had so much fun. I got to talk to a man who has played over 1,000 parts in Disney films. He's a voice actor. He did Winnie the Pooh and Tigger, and he's done Star Wars. He's done so many different voices. And as you talk to him, he goes in and out of all the different accents. And I just really, really, really enjoyed it.
Yeah,
So that was super fun.
That's
And yeah, and I got to see a clip from a movie that's not going to be out till next year called Coyote versus Acme, about Wile E. Coyote. You know, all those Acme products just don't work, and he finally files a consumer complaint against them.
Okay. It's what, computer generated or
It's like Roger Rabbit. It's live action.
No.
It's got John Cena and Will Forte from Saturday Night Live. It's really looks fun. Okay, let's talk about this week, because I know everybody's going to want to stay out of that hot weather and go into a nice, cool theater, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
We got two great choices this week, both very funny. One for adults, one for the whole family. So we got The Naked Gun with Liam Neeson taking over for Leslie Nielsen, and Akiva Schaffer, the guy who works with Andy Samberg on all of the Lonely Island videos from Saturday Night Live. He's the perfect person to take over from the people who invented Airplane and The Naked Gun. This is one of those movies where they throw 20 jokes at you every minute, and you know at least one or two of them are going to work. Pamela Anderson takes over for Priscilla Presley, and it's just extremely silly. The bad guy in this movie, played by Danny Houston, this brother of Angelica Houston. Now, listen to how imaginative this is. The bad guy is a billionaire whose company makes self-driving electric cars. Who would come up with an idea like that?
Okay. Does he look the part though? Or they just imply
He's
it?
much better looking. Much better looking. Okay. Also this week we've got Bad Guys 2. I went to a great event for that at Comic-Con. The entire cast was there. They're joined this time. They're trying to go straight. They're trying to be good. But, you know, like Al Pacino said, they keep pulling them back. And this time the bad girls are really bad, and they want one last heist. Now, this one has got a character, again, so imaginative, a billionaire who has a private rocket ship company. Who would think up something like that? Where do they get these ideas?
Wow.
But it's a lot of fun. I
Very,
think
very
the family will enjoy it very much. On streaming, you can stay home with your nice air conditioning, watch 28 Years Later, less on the zombie side than the predecessors, more on the kind of the moral choices side. The Life of Chuck, which I absolutely love, based on a Stephen King short story. And then this is one that I know, Sergio, you're going to like a lot. On Netflix, there's a documentary called Sunday Night about the Ed Sullivan Show and about his pioneering work, insisting over the objections of the network, over so many criticisms that he got, he was going to put Black performers on the show. And what that means is this documentary will give you early scenes of the Supremes, Michael Jackson, Nina Simone, James Brown. Absolutely fantastic. I love that, called Sunday Night on Netflix. We've got Freakier Friday coming next week, and also coming next week, one that you might like because it's about a famous Mexican, Frida Kahlo, and it's about her childhood in Mexico, and it is called Hola Frida, and we'll be talking about that next week.
All right, Mom. You know, I was reflecting with Freddie, looking at Liam Neeson's career, right?
Mm-hmm.
He went from the heights of stardom, Schindler's List, right?
Yeah.
And then he winds up in these action adventure flicks. What was it, Freddie? Taken, right? Taken 1, 2, 3, 4. Like
He has a very special set of skills.
right, and he pulled it off. The slapstick, right?
He absolutely does. Well, but remember, Leslie Nielsen also started doing very serious roles, and I think you need an actor who's got that gravitas, and he is clearly living his best life. He is having so much fun. And the same with Pamela Anderson. She's had quite the ups and downs in her life, and apparently they're now an off-screen couple as well.
Oh, well, good for them. Hope they're happy.
Yeah.
Hug and a kiss, Mom. Have a wonderful weekend. You and Movie Dad. All right. Well,
Bye.
Lord willing, we'll see you next week. That's Movie Mom Nell Minow every Friday on 710 KURV.
An illegal alien from Guatemala charged with raping a child in Massachusetts. An MS-13 gang member from El Salvador accused of murdering a Texas man. A Venezuelan charged with filming and selling child pornography in Michigan. These are just some of the heinous migrant criminals caught because of President Donald J. Trump's leadership. I'm Kristi Noem, the United States Secretary of Homeland Security. Under President Trump, attempted illegal border crossings are at the lowest levels ever recorded, and over 100,000 illegal aliens have been arrested. If you are here illegally, you're next. You will be fined nearly $1,000 a day, imprisoned, and deported. You will never return. But if you register using our CBP Home app and leave now, you could be allowed to return legally. Do what's right. Leave now. Under President Trump, America's laws, border, and families will be protected.
Sponsored by the United States Department of Homeland Security.
Attention all you news junkies. You're tuned to 710 KURV and KURV.com.
Your 710 KURV AccuWeather forecast. Sunny to partly cloudy and hot today. Highs ranging from the upper 90s to middle 100s. Winds from the southeast at 7 to 14 miles per hour. Clear, warm, and humid tonight. Lows near 80. Southeast winds at 8 to 16 miles per hour. Partly sunny and hot. Highs between 100 and 105 tomorrow. Sunshine on Sunday. Highs.
Summer is heating up, and so is our local economy. From sizzling business deals to community connections, News Talk 710 KURV and the Radio Potami app are here to keep you in the know. Download the Radio Potami app to stay informed and entertained. Whether it's local market updates, summer events, or the weather, we've got you covered. Support local, stay connected, and tune in to the pulse of Rio Grande Valley business. News Talk 710 KURV and the Radio